Hi everybody, how you doing? Welcome to a live stream where we're actually gonna do all of the daily coins that we usually do on the YouTube. But since we didn't do any coins on YouTube today, I thought we can do live stream and do all the coins together, go through everything and then take some questions and end of it. So I'm just gonna go through all the coins. You can see all the coins here on the side of the screen. XRP, Cardano and Shiba, Solana, Matic, FTM1, DYDX and AXS. So we're gonna go through these coins and see how they're doing, because we didn't do any videos. And after that we're gonna take some questions about that. So just don't leave anybody hanging because of the daily videos. Anyways, and after that we're gonna talk with the chat. So chat, take it easy. So we're gonna go run through this, the fastest possible, but we're gonna do this decent. So XRP first on the list, and XRP was looking like it's gonna break. Now it had like, this is daily time frame, 1 2 3 4 5 days ago. It had a really nice pump here above the 10 moving average, came down here to the support on the 50 moving average. You can see here, although we did go down to the 200 moving average, that's the purple one line down here, although we did go all the way down to the purple 200 moving average down on XRP, we did manage to get it back and close above the 50 moving average, which is super bullish. So I'm looking at this, I'm looking at XRP, still keeping it very bullish, and I'm still thinking it's gonna break the trend line anytime now. Now the last trend line I had up here, that kind of got a little bit I think I messed that one up, but there are more than one trend line, right? But doesn't matter how you draw this, it doesn't look like we are quite there yet. It doesn't look like we are quite, like, this is the weekly time frame, and it doesn't look like we are just breaking it just yet. I mean, it can take a little bit more while, but it's pretty close to break the trend line on the downside. There will be eventually a bigger trend line up here. There will be, of course, eventually be bigger trend line that we have to take into account, and that's this one up here, and that's all the way up at 1.66. But when that times comes, we're gonna worry about that. Right now, we're not gonna worry about this trend line. Weekly time frame, that's the trend line. If you go to the daily time frame, you can see the details of the trend line, and it looks something like this. It looks like we broke it up here, but it all depends on how you move the trend line a little bit. I don't think this should be that high on the. I think it should be somewhere down here, give or take some of these weeks, maybe up here, but it doesn't look like we are broken. We have been trying to break the trend line up here several times, especially with this first pump up here, and then we went back below it. We are still holding this 50 moving average, so right now XRP looks very juicy, very good, very bullish, nonetheless, because we are above all the moving averages, and we are trying to get break the trend line towards the upside. And as soon as we start breaking the trend line up here, I think this can start going pretty quick. So what are some kind of support and resistances on this? Well, the 50 moving average got to be taken into account right now. It sets at 1.08 or something like that. So let's see how this looks on the weekly time frame and see where the support and resistance are for the for XRP. What you'll see here is that down here, I mean, you gotta go pretty far down there here for support, and down here also at 1.03, but on the upside, this one up here at 114 should be regarded as a very important resistance. And I think that you can see also here, that's the one we are trying to break right now. That's the one trying to break now. But after that, these two at 120, 128 and 130, those are the important ones. So you can see here, basically, after we break the trend line up here, after we break the trend line, I think we're gonna zoom all the way up to 128, 1.3, give or take, all the way up here, because between these two levels, it's like empty space between here. So I think we're gonna zoom up there once we start pumping up there. But it does look good. I have absolutely no complaints about XRP. It managed to break this 50 moving average. I'm gonna remove the other moving averages. You can see this 50, this yellow line, this 50 moving. It managed to break that. And we've been talking about how bullish this is. How important this is, because this 50 moving average up here, this was a resistance. Then we managed to break the nut. Right now we are holding this 50 moving average. So if you can keep on holding the 50 moving average, this will actually eventually push us up above the top, above this previous high up here at, what's that at? This is at 116, and once we start doing that, I think 130 is pretty much given once we start breaking this trend line up here. Overall, it looks bullish. I have no complaints about XRP. I don't see it as any kind of coin that it's just doing what it was supposed to do. You know, it's going sideways. It takes a little while, you know, to break the trend line, but you know, a lot of coins are right now looking to break the trend line, and you know, eventually it will do that. But you know, it doesn't show any kind of weakness right now. Let's see some indicators down here. 54 on daily RSI, no problem. Weekly, nothing. Sorry, the MACD, nothing is showing nothing. The volume, this is the daily volume. Let's see on the weekly volume how this actually looks on the weekly time frame. The volume is actually so small. We gotta do it like something like this up here, just to see the movement of volume. Well, the volume is going up with the price, and it's going down with the price, so it does look good. It does look good. I have no problem with the volume. I have no problem with the, you know, moving averages. I have no problem with trend line, so it's nice. It's nice. Just wait. Okay, let's do next coin. Let's do next one. But yeah, but keep in mind this. Keep in mind this 10 what's that? This is the weekly time frame. You can see on the weekly time frame that we are trying to get back above the 10 moving average, but we are not quite there yet. But on daily time frame, it looks like it might go anytime soon, because it is sitting above these moving averages, and right now, you know, kind of waiting up here, but this trend line is pushing it down. This moving average is pushing up. Like soon, you know, something might happen, and you know, it might go up, it might go down, but if it does go up above the trend line, I think, you know, it should. 1-3 is next. Let's see right now what Cardano is doing over here right now. Let's remove this line up here. So Cardano has been going into this bigger triangle up here, bigger triangle. And you can see these moving averages, especially this 10 and 20 moving average. Let's remove everything. The white and the red line, the white line going to something like this, and that's 10 moving average, and the red line, that's the 20 moving average. And you can see here how they you know, they went down, and right now they kind of died out. So right now the price is coming, we are still sitting below them, but it doesn't have to mean that, you know, we gotta get a push down. We can, but it doesn't mean that. Just like over here, you are below it, you know, try to get above it, you below it, try to get above it, you know, and then you go below it, you know, try to get above it and stuff like that. I mean, that's normal. That's normal price movement. So right now over here, I'm gonna show you that this is the triangle. This is the legit triangle, I think, for Cardano right now. It does hit this several times. Even on this dump down here, it was holding it pretty nicely. So I'm pretty confident that this triangle, you know, might have something that, I mean, maybe we can pushed a little bit, you know, up and down, depending on this this pivot point down here. I don't know if you can see it. There's a pivot point down here, you know, maybe you can use this pivot point to draw a little bit more correct trend line. But either way, this is the trend line. Right now we are sitting below these moving averages, 10 and 20 moving average. But as long as we are not falling, you know, on the downside down here, outside of the triangle, I don't see it as a bad move. I don't see it as a bad move. And as long as we are not falling on the downside, as long as we are, you know, even if we start getting pushed down by the moving averages, as long as we don't fall below the trend line down here, there is no problem. You know, I see this can anytime, you know, just jump back above the moving averages. This 50 moving average will go something like down here. So eventually, when we do jump above the 10 and 20 moving average, we're gonna hit the 50 moving average, which will be acting as a super big resistance, and this trend line. So, and that's gonna be the last test. In a sense, because once you break that, you broke the 50, you broke the trend line, you broke the top up here. Like everything is gonna converge right up here. You can see this 10 moving 50 moving average coming down. You see this resistance line up here, and then once we start going up here, you know, the trend line and everything, all of these things. So around maybe 22nd October, something like that, we might just, you know, pump right above everything up here. But the first test is, of course, keeping the support up here and jumping above this 10 and 20 moving average. And these things take a little while. Let's go to the 4-hourly time frame. You can see here that we are trying to do that already. We are still down, but we are still holding the support below us. We're still holding the support below us, so we are below it. But you can see here we have this first move trying to climb. So we're gonna see how they do this. So there is technically still nothing wrong with it. Like, yes, we are below moving averages. Yes, we are sitting on some kind of support, but as long as you're sitting on support, you know, there is no room to panic and stuff like that. Everything is working out exactly as planned. It's going according to plan. You know, Bitcoin looks bullish and everything right now, 2% up, or 1.85% up and stuff like that. But this looks nice. This looks nice. I have no complaints about Cardano. So the only thing I'm waiting for Cardano is this 10 and 20 moving average, to jump above the 10 and 20 moving average and escape here. So this triangle up here, really important to follow. Really important to follow. Let's move on. Shiba Inu minus 1.79 down today. there was some kind of triangles here I'm gonna show you, but what you will see here on the weekly time frame, this is daily time frame, there is weekly time frame, no, this is not weekly time frame, daily is the best. On the daily time frame is that only thing we're doing right now is going kind of up here and waiting for these moving averages. Now the volume here, I'm pretty much sure that the volume here is actually kicking down. Yeah, so volume was following, you know, and this move is going towards that side, this kicking. Usually this actually drops down, so we're gonna see if this is actually gonna drop down or not. This is the 4-hourly time frame, and we had you know, first up here we had one support, and then we removed that support on downside, and we are talking how this might, you know, this 20 moving average should hold if we start going down here, right? When is the, let me figure out when was the last time we had the video. So this was today, and then yesterday was down here, right? So no, it cannot be. It was somewhere up here, right? It was somewhere up here. It was looking good. It was looking juicy. But we said if we, you know, if we go down, you know, this 20 moving average should hold. Now the 20 moving average is holding. Let's go on the daily. You know, this 10 moving average is too far away. Maybe you should do 8 hours or something like that. Let's do 8 hours and see if, you know, we got some nicer moving averages. Yes, we do. This still holding this 20 moving average on the 8 hourly. But let's use for. I'm so used to 40. So I'm looking at this 50 moving average on the 40 hourly time frame. I'm also looking at this triangle. I'm pretty confident this upper line is legit, but I think we need to adjust the bottom line. I think we need to adjust bottom line a little bit because it's not hitting these wicks as it should hitting, and I think it should be something like this more in line with what I'm thinking. Maybe something like, I mean, give or take. Maybe let's see on the 1 hourly how this looks on the 1 hourly. Maybe we can get a better line on the 1 hourly time frame up here for Shiba Inu. Maybe something like this, give or take. This is broken. I like that it hits these lines. So let's put it like this and say that this is the triangle right now, and it's really hard to say what's gonna happen when something goes into a triangle. Not always, but you know, oftentimes what we are looking for is some kind of breakout, right? Some kind of breakout. Now I have no reason to actually doubt that you know, Shiba Inu is done, is gonna drop down hard just because it pumped. Just because something pumps, you know, 320%. Doesn't mean it's gonna dump hard. It literally doesn't mean. What it can mean, you know, if we're just gonna go sideways for a little while, you know, up, down, sideways, depends on this move, and you know, after that, you know, eventually exit out of that pattern, and you know, continue towards the upside. This also, now that I'm looking at here on the big time frames, it seems to be like some kind of rising wedge with a falling volume on down here. Usually these things breaks on downside, but let's see on the let's see this on the 4-hourly time frame, and if we eliminate this top up here and just put something like this up here. Nah, it's too you know, this rising wedge is just too, it's too ugly. I think it's too ugly. I don't know what you think about it, but I think it's too ugly. Maybe something like this. Now if it is a rising wedge up here with a falling volume, this should usually drop to the downside, and the drop to the downside usually something like this up here. Where is it? Down here, some kind of 20 or something like that down here. So you can see it is the bottom. It is the bottom of this move on the downside. So if we do have another one of these moves to the downside, we can look for some kind of bottom around 2085 on Shiba Inu. Now I'm not saying that we should be looking for that target down there, but it is a probability if the rising wedge works out, because we got a rising wedge and we got, you know, triangle might, you know, be continuation pattern that's going to push us towards the upside. But if this rising wedge plays out on the downside down here, I would be looking at 28. So what's going to, you know, take for me to look at 2080, 85, and that's this 50 moving average. So I'm thinking everything is good as long as we are above the 50 moving average. But if we start closing below the 50 moving average and cannot get back above the 50 moving average, and then start going, you know, down 50 against the 50 moving average, then I would be looking at 2085. But until then, like, everything seems fine to me. Everything seems fine, you know, as long as this 50 move, because this 50 moving average will be pretty fast coming up here, you know, and it will creating some kind of support. So if you lose that support, that's the one I would be looking at 2085. Now, right now we are a little bit below the moving averages up here, but still on the daily time frame, just climbing and just trying to hit this 10 moving average and pump. Let's see up here. the good thing is that, you know, after a drop to the downside, we create a high and a higher high and low and higher low. So technically this is actually going towards the upside, but it is going towards the upside in some kind of rising wedge. So we're gonna see it's hard thing to, you know, predict what's gonna happen, but do not fall below the 50 moving average, the yellow line. Do not fall below the 50 moving average. And best case scenario, the way I see it, the best case scenario, I think, is getting above again another one above 30. You know, another one closes above 31.24, something like that, up here. Because if you do this one more time, I don't know, it doesn't. You know, you cannot say, of course we're gonna be super bullish if you get above, you know, 33.20, but I would say if you get above something like 31.25, something like that, from these levels that we are at now, I think that's a bullish signal. And if we fall down below, what's that down here? That's down here is something like 26.65. You know, down here it's you know, it's bearish, up here is bullish. Hard to figure out what's gonna do exactly now, but you know, I don't want to fall below the 50, and I would like to, you know, get back above these levels up here at 31.25. So keep on watching that. Solana down 4.6% right now. Now Solana, the last time we talked about Solana, that's yesterday, we created 3 levels of support: 42, 35 and 29. Now it was very important for Solana to, you know, to draw the support, because Solana was actually, you know, bleeding on the downside. So we are looking on the downside where the supports were, and luckily for us the first one actually held. The 42 actually held. We didn't go any further towards the downside. Now it does look like this is gonna fail on the downside. It might double test this 42 support, so we're gonna see that. But the 42 did hold the first time around, and we are still in this bigger triangle. Let's see this on the daily time frame. To tell you the truth, I don't know where this triangle is coming from right now. Oh yeah, it just created out of the top up here, but I'm not quite sure whether this is gonna be the top up here or up here, you know, give or take. Maybe some Claris, give or take. There are multiple of ways you can draw the triangle, but this looks. Wait, let me just put. Now it should be something here. Okay, the numbers are not. Let me just. You know what? No numbers. No numbers on the side right now. We're gonna come back to the numbers, okay, guys? We're gonna come back to the. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna draw the numbers up here, so you're gonna see, so you don't have to watch the sidebar. I'm gonna draw the numbers on the chart, so you can see 42, 35, 129. I hope the Shiba and ADA and XRP guys got the numbers as well. That's good. So you can see here, you know, this bigger triangle is, you know, it's still in effect down here, and we should not be going down to these levels down here at 35 and 29. So this 42 support might, you know, technically right now, you know, it was nice move towards the 50 moving, and it got rejected by that, going down, trying to find support up here again, and we're gonna see if this actually can, you know, manage to climb up again. On the daily time frame, you can see here this 50 moving average right now is giving us this nice, very nice support. So went down, you know, broke it, but, you know, bounced up. Right now going back down again, but still holding this 50 moving average. So I think right now it's the fight between the 50 moving average and this 10 moving average. It looks like it's getting rejected by the 20 moving average, but as long as the 50 support holds, this is nice. There's no problem right now as long as the 50 support holds and the trend line below us, But if you start breaking the downside down here, if you see this going below the 50 moving average, if you see this going below the trend line, if you see this losing 135 or something like that, that might be a bad signal right over there. But you know, right now you know, still in the triangle, still trading a range, and we are holding the 50 moving average. We are holding 50 moving. So right now we are still looking for the bottom. When that bottom will actually hit, don't know, but it looks like this might be it. Let's see here. There is this. Nah, it doesn't seem. It just looks like some kind of channel to the downside. It just looks like some kind of channel to the downside right now. Where we're going to the downside, and this, if this channel is, you know, legit, then this might go all the way down to the trend line again, or give or take, right? So I think we still gotta, you know, give it a day or two more, just figure out, you know, where it's bullish or bearish right now, because right now I think he's just trying to find some kind of supports. Let's see where other supports are. Those are the support, like 35 is the legit support, so you don't want to fall below 35. 29 is the 10 moving average on the weekly, you don't want to fall below that. So these supports should hold, and I think we are pretty close to the bottom right now, and if not at the bottom already right now at 42, because this 50 moving average is pretty significant. Falling below the 50 moving average, you got a 10 moving average at 29, you know, but after that, like all the way down here at 90, that doesn't seem reasonable to me. It just doesn't seem reasonable to me. And beside the, you know, the move that's been happening, you know, it's, you know, understandable why it's happening, because it had a nice big pump correction, right? So it's, you know, the move is understandable. The only thing we have to do is, you know, pump big time up here. So I think maybe we're at some kind of bottom right now here at 142, but we'll see tomorrow how this actually works out and where we actually are. Let's see what Matic is doing right now. Matic is also in a big triangle. Now Matic went down to certain levels that we have you know, typed out. So we had several levels of support for Matic. Let's see this on the weekly time frame. Maybe it wasn't on weekly. No, it was daily. Yeah, daily time frame. So we had certain levels of support. We had 120, 218, that's down here, 118. We closed above those levels, that's nice. The wicks came all the way down to the 200 moving average, that's at 112, and then we had the, you know, the trend line down here at 105. So these three levels of support was, you know, important levels of support for Matic to hold. Luckily for us, they did hold. Now let's just remove everything to see how this is actually working with moving averages. What's happening right now is, if you just zoom in a little bit up here, what you're gonna see here right now, we are right now coming into this, you know, apex or ending fight. You can see this also if you, for example, remove all the or if you remove the chart. What you see here is, you see extension between the big and the small moving average up here. Also extension between big and small move. But what you're seeing here right now is, right now this extension is right now getting really small, really small. Where is this thing? This extension is getting really small. It's really narrow, so something has to happen soon, you know. Dump to the downside, pump to the upside, and we're thinking, you know, pump to the upside more likely, so we're gonna come to that. But you see that, you know, the price, when it's you know, going towards the upside, you know, eventually, you know, it comes to these parts where it's very extended, and then it kind of goes into this, you know, apex, just like over here. Maybe you cannot see it up here, but you know, maybe we could do something like this. Okay, this was actually going just sideways all the time until it actually pumped. But you know, after the big pump, it goes sideways. It comes to these kind of points where, you know, the all moving averages are playing together, you know, in one big junk, and you know, after that, you know, something happens and it pops. So right now we are coming to this ending phase, and you can see this 200 moving average up here giving us support right now. So how much this support is gonna hold, it's really interesting to see, because we are getting the ending phase. Now let's get back the lines up here. You're gonna see the triangles, and this big triangle, I think it's really important. This big triangle here that supports on the 200 moving average up here, and I don't think it's the big one. I don't think it's big. I think it's the smaller one that we are looking for to break, not the big one. So we're gonna remove this one, and I'll look at it like this. Now these numbers are just, you know, annoying, so we're gonna remove the numbers for a second up here. We didn't fall below the 20 moving average. Also on the moving average, we didn't fall below this is the 20 moving average. We didn't fall below 20 moving average. Still going down with the wick to the, you know, to the support down here at 200 moving average. But this 50 moving average right over here, it actually not that, you know, it was holding, you know, us back here. But we are looking to, you know, we are doing the same thing that XRP has been doing. I'll show you an XRP. You can see XRP. Let's just remove it. This is the 50 moving average. This is the 20 moving average, and it was going sideways before it broke outside of the 50 moving average. Now look at what Matic is doing over here right now. the same kind of thing, the 50 moving average, the 20 moving average, and it goes sideways, try to break, but unfortunately it's still in above the 20 moving average down here, but you know, eventually it breaks on the upside, you know, and goes. So that's what we're looking for right now, but I don't see any bearishness, you know, direct bearishness right now. On the weekly time frame, it is a little bit bearish. It is a little bit bearish, unfortunately, but that can always change if we can manage to pump above the 10 moving average up here. What's that at right now? That's at something 130, 137. If you get up above 137 during, you know, what's that, Thursday, Friday, like we got still 3 days left, you know, to pump up above the moving average, because we see here we've dropped down below the moving averages, then pumped to the moving average, could not break it, dumped down, and right now sitting. But we are hugging the moving averages from the bottom side. We haven't dumped down and gone all the way down to the some kind of 50 moving average down here. We just are hugging the moving averages from the bottom side, which can be looked at as good. That shows bullishness. So whatever happens over here, the thing we cannot do on the daily time frame, I don't think we can. This is the weekly, this is daily. Where is it for? What are we looking at for? No, daily, monthly. Not monthly. I lost the sight of the moves. Whatever happens, we cannot lose the moving averages on the daily time frame. I think this is the 200 moving average, this is the 100 moving average. Down here below 0.95, something like that, that can be very, very bad. I don't think we're gonna get down there. I don't think. Sorry, this is XRP. That's why it's not working. That's why it's not working. I'm looking at the wrong one. So the 200 moving average, 200. I should never go back to XRP. So 200 moving, we cannot fall below 200 moving average. You cannot fall below 2, and they have like the same numbers, one. You know, we cannot fall below the 200 moving average on Matic right now. If you fall below 200 moving average on Matic, that might be a bad thing. You know, so we don't want to do that. Right now, holding this level up here, but you know, I would say that 113 is, you know, the lowest, you know, I'm willing to go, and the bullishness will kick once we passed 132. Okay, so you can see here everything between these two numbers is a trading range, and whatever happens, it really doesn't matter, you know. But if it breaks on the upside, bullish; if it breaks on the downside, bearish. Anything in between here, how this actually goes, it really doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter. Let's go a little bit back up here because we lost. There we go. There we go. Moving averages. And let's put the lines up here again. So these are the first line of bullishness and bearishness, right? This 113 and this one down here. I think because 131, that's the 50 moving, and 113, that's the 200 moving average. So you know, you don't want to fall below 200 moving average, but you want to get above. So right now, I think these are squeezing us right now in. You can see the squeeze. You can see the squeeze. So right now we are getting squeezed up here, so something's gonna happen pretty soon, and I'm betting like this is on the daily time frame, so it's gonna be like one or two more weeks and something big is gonna happen, and whichever direction this actually goes, that's gonna be prompt direction. But right now it just looks fine. Kind of sideways. Fantom minus 3.65. Now I've been looking at Fantom, and Fantom had this really nice falling wedge. Let's just remove this for a second up here. Fantom had a really nice falling wedge. You can see here, this is the falling wedge, and it broke out of that falling wedge as well. So you can see it had a really nice falling wedge. It broke out. It right now goes down, but you know, it's still holding this falling wedge trend line. Not only that, it's getting into this 50 moving average support here on the 4-hourly as well. That just might give it enough push up here to bounce back above the moving averages and continue towards the upside. Continue towards the upside, but we are still technically creating lower lows and lower highs and lower lows all the way to the downside. So technically still a little bit bearish on the small time frames, but nothing is given, and I think this is some kind of falling expanding channel right now. So I think now these falling expanding channels or falling broadening channels, you know, usually break on the opposite side. So this is a good move. This is a good move to the downside right now. If you can manage to get a back above the moving averages up here, that's gonna be the most bullish thing about this. That's gonna be the most bullish things about this. On the daily time frame, you'll see here that we just been going sideways for next previous 4 or 5 days, but that's because we are kind of extended from the moving averages on the downside. So you gotta go sideways, to hit the moving averages and then bounce to continue towards the upside. So right now the small hourly movement does play indeed well with the bigger time frame move. So this small hourly, this broadening wedge does look like it might actually continue towards the upside, and this also supports the move on the daily time frame where the 10 moving average gets into play, and we bounce up. Beside that, the way I see today this is a daily time frame, still 4 hours left. Like, best case scenario right now would be to close above this level, to not lose the 2.02 level, although we have been down there, but if we can bounce out of that, that would be like the best case scenario, where we don't go below the support, because right now there is support at 2.02 and we don't want to lose that. I mean, you can lose that, but best case scenario, not losing that to start with, and to play. So I do see right now that this expanding channel might get some kind of support here on the 50 moving average, but eventually we'll need to get above the 20 moving average to confirm the bullishness. So that's what I'm looking for right now on the Fantom. But it does look nice. Like, not gonna complain. We're gonna start talking about bearishness when it starts losing the 10 moving average on the daily, or 20 or something like that. But right now, no problem. One is been going down for 2-3 days or something like that, 2 days at least, as this is a daily time frame. It had a big 3 days ago had a big move to the downside, 8%, and then he had what happened? There is it. And then it had a big move to downside, something like 16%, but it managed to pick that up, and right now it's continuing going down 7%. So what's happening? Did we mess up somewhere? So let's go to 4-hour time frame, talk about some numbers up here. Let's remove these numbers up here. So we were going into this rising wedge, rising wedge up here, and we said that probability is that it's gonna go up here, because there was some kind of divergence, error side divergence here. So probability was to go to the upside, hit the wedge on the upside, and then go down and exit. Unfortunately, we already exited up here. We talked about that. Got some kind of support down here at the bottom, bounced up, hit the wedge on the upside. Right now going back for that support again. Best case scenario, this 50 moving average here on the 4-hourly gets for the help, and it pushes us towards the upside. On the daily time frame, we are still not bearish or anything like that. This 10 moving average, so this rising wedge, let's see on the 4-hourly, this rising wedge, I think it already played out. I don't think we need to go any further down. So right now we already had the pullback that we need to have, so it went from something like up there. We had technically we had like 22% pullback, so there is no reason to have another bigger pullback, because it didn't pump like 600% or something like crazy, where you have to have like these big huge pullbacks. And also this might actually be some kind of expanding channel now that I see, but no, it's not. 50 moving average, looking to get some kind of support up here. There are all of the nice supports right below us. That was 21. Right now 21 is still holding. And this down here at 20 also still holding. Let's see the daily. Then you got this 10 moving average and so forth. Let's move this here so it's easier to see. So you can see here also this upper here just above the 21. It's 22. Give or take, something like that, needs to hold above. But you can see here we did go on the daily time frame, we did go down to the 10 moving average and then pull back above the support, which is nice. Let's see here on the weekly time frame. Yeah, we still holding that level. So this doesn't look bearish. It looks like a pullback. It looks like correction. It looks like consolidation, but it does not look bearish. I mean, it just climbed. If you just remove everything, just look at like this up here. It looks like it's climbing, and right now, not only that, it looks like it's climbing faster. It's climbing faster. It's going towards the upside. So this pullback has absolutely nothing to say. We can also remove these moving averages and see if this is some kind of parabolic movement. And sometimes this parabolic move starts like this, and start going faster and faster. Let's see where the trend lines are for this parabolic move. This should be down here all the way. and then up here this move maybe decrease the speed, so it can go down something like 1018 or something like that. Technically it can, but maybe it's already increasing and move up here as well. You know, you never know how it's gonna go. But this trend line is still holding. This trend line is still holding. This second trend line up here, you know, this faster trend line is still holding as well. So until you start breaking the trend lines on the downside, you know, there is no problem. There is literally no problem. Zero problems in a paradise. Above moving averages, like, looks nice. And you know, on the 4-hourly time frame, although small time frame, we are looking to hold this 50 moving average. You know, 50 moving. If the 50 moving average holds, you know, that can be. Right now, this looks like okay. Now that I see it like some kind of invert, you know, head and shoulders. Let's see head and shoulders target for head and shoulders up here. I don't know if you see it, but let's see it, because I didn't notice it before. But you know, sometimes during, you know, during, it does look like it's starting going harder, smaller, and right now it's fall down. So let's see if this actually plays out. If this head and shoulders plays out. If this head and shoulders plays out, how much will it go? You can see the head and shoulders here, give or take. Okay, so the head and shoulders, what's the target for the head and shoulders then? It's all the way down at 0.14. Okay, so we're gonna keep the, you know, we're gonna keep that open. Technically, you know, still no problem if it, you know, plays out 0.15, no problem. How much dump is that? How much dump is that? That's something like right now 30% dump. But technically, even if you go down to 0.15, something like that, technically you are, you know, are still climbing the, you know, you're still climbing the damn trend line, man. You're still climbing the damn trend line, you know. Okay, so we're gonna leave you with that. You know, these inverse, these head and shoulders oftentimes get invalidated. So you know, we are putting our faith in the 50 moving average getting, you know, up, you know, getting us towards the upside. So we're gonna see how this actually plays out. But we're gonna leave this like this and see how this plays out. This on the 4-hourly, so you know. Let's see DYDX. DYDX has been going sideways for a long time. Going sideways for a long time, and let's see on daily. It's not long time, like 2 weeks or something like that, but we got super bullish on DYDX right up here, right up on this candle up here. I think this one of these two candles, because it was going above you know, 23, and then just when it's about to go about, you know, not all the way up here, you know, it just retraces back and then dumps. It dumps back below the 10 moving average. Right now still holding this above this 20 moving average up here, above the support here at 21, still inside the triangle. So it has a, technically speaking, this can go for like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15, like for 2 weeks or something like that. Just by looking at this can go like sideways for 2 weeks. But technically speaking, there is not much that's actually very, let's remove everything to see this here, very bearish. Now that we are below the moving averages up here, little bit bearishness kicking in here, because we did not get back above the moving averages, you know, and start climbing up here. So we went below it, and right now, you know, tried to get it back above it, got rejected. But you know, the interesting part over here, I think, is coming on the 1-hourly time frame. I think there is being created some kind of triangle up here, because it's trying to get back above the moving averages. So where should we put the upper line? Something like this up here. Yeah, it should be something like this up here, give or take, without taking into consideration this big one. You know what we can do? We can just use the bottom line as support and then go to the 4-hourly. What you see here right now is this support line, right? It's kicking in right now over here. It cannot fail. It cannot fail, because these moving averages right now are pushing us on the downside. They are pushing us on the downside, and we need to break. So we are either gonna do another move towards the upside, break the moving average, jump above it and go higher, or the support will break. And if support breaks, we, you know, start going down, further down. Where's the, you know, less support down here? Should be down here at 20. Yeah, it's 21.75. 21.75. Also this 10 moving average, if you clean up everything, you see this red line up here, that's the 20 moving average. It's also exactly at that point as well, right over here. We put it like here, you can see it right there, 21.77. It's exactly that level up here. So this, we cannot lose that level. We cannot lose that level. We cannot lose this level up here around 70, what was that, 77 or something like that. So this trend line needs to hold. This trend line needs to hold while these moving averages start kicking us on the downside. So the worst case scenario, we fall through the trend line on the downside down here on the downside. That be below something like 22. Let's say a 21 something, 2177, something like that. If you fall through this area down here, let's make mark like something like this. If you fall through this area down here, like that's a bad thing. Best case scenario, because you can see here, this is bullishness, this is bullishness, this is bullishness talking, right? Bullishness, but no, somebody's pushing down. It's tried again towards the upside and it pushed down. This is bullishness talking. So I think the DYDX has a lot of bullishness going on. But it needs to actually, break to the upside. It was trying, it was really trying several times, but it just got pushed down. I don't know if this is some kind of manipulation, not time right now, but it looks like he wants to go. It looks like he wants to go, and I'm not overly confident. It looks bearish, but oftentimes when stuff looks very bearish, that's when they pump on the upside, and start pumping towards the upside. So this looks nice. This looks nice. So we're gonna see if we can actually manage to get above the moving average. As long as we don't lose the support down here, there's always probability to break to the upside. Minus 0.31% on the daily right now. Nothing much. Like still sitting just up here. So we just need to make a small move towards the upside and start climbing. It's gonna go very fast once it happens. Once it happens, it's gonna go very fast. And the last coin, AXS, looks good. Looks bullish. Now I haven't seen this today. Yesterday it was starting to looking good. Going up here, still below the 10 moving average, and 10 moving average is somehow curving up here. But this is some kind of falling wedge up here. I'm gonna show you. It looks like a falling wedge, just like Fantom had one of these falling wedges, and it looks like it wants to get out of the falling wedge, because right now we are hugging the moving averages from the bottom side, and eventually looking to break this 50 moving average, this yellow line, to the upside and jump up. And I think big bullishness is going to come around 136, but this falling wedges is pretty nice, especially these falling wedges when they come after a big move towards the upside. Then you go into these falling wedges, then you get another move towards the upside. Now the move towards the upside should not be that big up here, considering this is a very narrow one. But around 146, it's it should be around to the top or something like that. So this move should be around something around something around to the top area here at 145 or give or take, something like that. But the best case scenario, we go up here above the 50 moving average, go above 36, and then climb further up, because this 36 levels also of resistance is important to break. But it does look good. I have actually no problem with it. We are a little bit below the moving averages. It looks like we're gonna fail there, but like I always say, it's when it looks the worst that it's gonna look the best. But the fact that we are in the falling wedge after a big move and stuff like that, also the volume should be falling. Volume is actually been, look at the volume kicking in here, guys. But this is on the 4 only. Let's see on the daily. Yeah, the daily it's a different game, different ball game. It's different ball game on the daily. And on the daily it's actually quite good. You want to see when the volume is going down. You want to when the price is going down, you want to see volume going down, and when the price is going up, you want to see volume going up as well. So this is actually a quite good thing. So we had a big move towards side. We have a falling wedge down here. We have volume falling with us. Right now it's looking to break out of this rising wedge. It looks nice. I cannot complain, man. I cannot complain. It looks good. And now my mouth hurts, but we come towards the end of this this line. So questions, guys. Anything you want to chat about? I just thought I should do all the coins, and be done with them, So I know what I'm gonna talk about tomorrow. Dot pumping, yeah, the people are talking about dot too much now. I don't know why. Wow, 20%. What the F, man? Yeah, okay, that's a pump. Okay, this is a pump, guys. This is a pump. Look at that pump, man. Look at it go. Wow. Yeah, a lot of people are talking about Polkadot right now. So Polkadot is one of the first to pump. But if Polkadot's pump, shouldn't PDEX pump as well? Yeah, PDEX pumping as well, guys. Polkadot pumping as well. %24% is because of the parachain. I don't know what parachain is. Dot parachain was given a date. Oh, okay. Dot parachain auctioner. Yeah, boys. So Polkadot and Dot pumping are the same. So everything Polkadot. What more do we have? Polka. We got Polkadot. We got PDEX. Do we have anything else? Pol C. What's Pol C? I don't know. Polk USDT. No. Is there anything else Polka? Because if there is something Polka, you know, it might be pumping as well. So right now Polkadot is pumping. Polkadot, PDEX and Polka is pumping. Let's see here on the 4 hourly, 1 hourly. It's been pumping for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours now. Pimon. Polychain monsters. What is polychain? But it's not pumping. More maybe. Not so much. Nah. By the way, guys, remember what we said today in the Bitcoin Daily. People are, you know, talking about, you know, Bitcoin is gonna go down. Bitcoin is bearish. Look at Bitcoin go, man. Look at Bitcoin go. What did I tell you, man? What did I tell you? There is no reason to talk about Bitcoin being bearish, man. This is Bitcoin season. Bitcoin is pumping. Bitcoin is pumping. Is SLB around the bottom legit? Nah, I just looked at SLP and it looks kind of crap. To be honest with you, I mean, it does have this support down here. It does have really nice support. But it is below the moving average, so it might hold the support. I don't see anything. There are no divergences or anything that says that this is some kind of, you know, overextension or something like that. You know, the blue line cross against the zero line, you know, MACD line crossing the zero line might be give it enough bullishness. Weekly sitting down at 31, man. 31 weekly sitting at 30. Let's see the daily. Daily at 45. So technically it's okay, but you know, it's gonna be interesting to see, you know, how this actually moves. But it is creating high and higher highs, you know, so it's good, and low and higher lows. So it's creating higher lows and higher highs. So technically it looks good, but it is below the moving averages. So we're gonna see how it managed to get out of these moving averages. It did break the trend down. It did break the trend on the downside. You can see here. We're gonna put it up here somewhere, like down here. Yeah, so up here, so down, all the way down here, we did, you know, we did break the trend, and right now starting to climb this trend line. So right now you are either at the very bottom of SLP, or it's gonna break the trend line on the downside and you know, be bad. Dot ecosystem will start pumping when auction begins on November 11th. So I'm guessing Dot is the big thing that people are talking. Polka starter, you forgot it. Polka starter. Polka starter. Let's see if, but it's only on Qcoin. Yeah, Polka started also pumped something like 17% today. So everything Polka is pumping. Polkadot, Polka starter, Polkadot, everything Polkadot is starting. Shiba is underestimated big time. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Yeah, cause it's falling like a rock, a moon rock, but worth $2. Rounded, but by the way, about SLP, I don't see the rounded bottom on SLP. There is no rounded bottom. It just looks like some kind of support up here. It just looks like some kind of very nice support. So if it managed to hold this support, you know, and start climbing up here, you know, it might be nice. By the way, guys, look at this up here. This was some kind of, you know, cup and handle, but the problem with the handle was that the handle never got broken on the upside. So when you get cups and handles that you know, fail, expect this. Not really, but you know. BTC double top on monthly. Interesting. Let's see, monthly. Not even close, man. It's too early to call. Smooth la polka. So how high is this gonna pump, man? This is pumping on a 5-minute chart, guys. This is insane. This is a 5-minute chart. It's pumping. So watch the 5-minute chart, guys. Watch the 5-minute chart on Polkadot and watch the pump. Once it starts breaking the trend, it's over. The pump is over. Once it starts breaking the trend, the pump is over. Okay, guys. Because right now it's pumping on 5-minute chart. From 34 up to 42 on 5-minute chart. It's been just pumping slightly, slowly pumping up. 10 moving average, using 10 moving average to pump. Once it starts breaking the trend, it's done. It's not done, but it's done for, you know, the pump is done. So if SLP can get about where, could it be clear sell? Why is everybody talking about SLP? SLP. Do you guys hold big bags of SLP? That's what I want to know. So what are the, you know, important levels of SLP right now? 0.088, something like that. You know, this was engulfing candle, so it's good. Right now having some small pullback, but you know, right now also the resistance is sitting at 75 or something like that. Beside these two, you gotta go to the daily time frame. So yeah, this is gonna break broken pretty quick, but this up here at 87, 0.08, something like that. It should not be enough actually. You know, I think it needs to get above these levels up here. Because it looks like, you know, it went down, you know, down. So around here somewhere, around here, but this is on the daily time frame, and we still don't have any clear levels to draw. Yeah, 0.09, 0.01, 0.1. This is the area. I think it has to, you know, break this area upside, you know, and you know, do the thing. So maybe right now it's going to inside this, you know, ascending triangle, and then wait for a breakout. Maybe, you know. You bought DOT 6 hours ago. Captain, how do you know this kind of stuff? That's what I want to know. Where do you, which birdie is telling you what to buy? That's what I want to know. How can you buy, how can you, who bought, you know, DOT 6 hours ago? You know? How do you know? 6 hours ago, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours ago, you bought down here. So, you know, you knew. How did you know? Lots of news watching. Nice, nice. Nice is the only thing I can say, man. Nice is the only thing I can say. Hours of research. I knew something was gonna happen with Polkadot, because a lot of people are just like, hey man, talk about Polkadot, hey man, talk about Polkadot, hey man, what's up with Polkadot? And I was like, why are you doing that? First time I noticed something like this was on BitTorrent, you know, and BTT. A lot of people have been talking about BTT suddenly, out of nowhere, suddenly like, hey man, talk about BTT, what's happening with BTT, you know? And it wasn't pumping yet, like it was really, really low. And I was like just disregarding it. So I need to learn to not disregard, you know, when people are asking me stuff, you know. No, buying 6 hours ago is good. Buying a month ago, yeah, sure. I mean, 11 is better than 33, but you know, whatever. Pump is a pump. By the way, the reason Polkadot right now, you can consider this, you can consider this, you know, cup and handle. You can consider this cup and handle right over here, cup and handle being broken. So it looks nice, and you know, the target for cup and handle should be like insane. 71. Okay, so target for this is 71. It still got something like 66% towards the upside. Ron adopter, 250 bucks, chilling with late adopter. That's good, man. Nice to have you here, man. How's your day been? Dent is in green, so I'm guessing you're feeling good. It was flagged that this would be a dot mount like FTM in the later parts also. I don't know if it's gonna be I grabbed Polka Pulse dot right when KSM launched parachain, and I just waited. Yeah, I mean, for people do, you know, fundamentals, for people, you know, who do trading based on, you know, contracts, you know, releases, news, rumors and stuff like that, you know, they might get stuff very early. For us other people, you know, who are trading, you know, don't care about fundamentals, we are just trading about something that's breaking a trend, you know. Debuting. 5 months member. Will not be a racehorse this cycle. TLR for life. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a chain. It's a Polka. You know, it got now PDEX and stuff like that. So maybe. I mean, there's a lot of things going on for Polka DEX right now. And if, you know, BitBoy is talking about it, you know, it might be. It just might be, you know. Let's see. BitBoy.
Last year just
top 2 hidden gems. I'm wondering if one of these is Polkadot. Polkadot gonna hit heights. It's on fire now. This is 56 minutes ago. Okay. I think he talked about Polka, Bitcoin to rocket, Bitcoin passes. The reason Bitcoin, everything crypto must stay Sepcom for crypto. One day ago, is Shiba Inu a scam? Well, that's getting our views. Best indicator, 40% pop. Should I sell my crypto XRP? I think he was talking about Polkadot like a few days ago. What the fuck, snakes now? God, my tips. BTC looking healthy now as well. Bitcoin was looking healthy today, guys. I told you guys today, if you follow the Bitcoin Daily channel, right? It was in red, and I told you it seems normal to me, no problem. It was going down, yeah, but you know, pullbacks need to happen. Not short-term goal 50 and long-term on 20. I think short-term is more like 70 or something like that, because I had a shoulders pattern. He has nice shirts. Maybe. George was talking about it today. Oh, George, so that's the little birdie telling you what to buy. Ah, and now I get it. First crypto banter. Maybe. I mean, these guys that talk about, you know, you know, talk about, you know, it's not relationship, it's what's called. You know, when two companies start to collaboration with each other and stuff like that, you know. Yeah, you know what I mean. Wow, PDEX is right up 31% right now. What the effing, man. What time frame is this pumping on? 15.5. Everything is just by 5 minutes. This is pumping on 5 minutes. This is insane, guys. I'm not touching this. That pump, man. Insider trading. I don't think it's insider trading because everything pumped at the very same time. So, you know, collude or collusion. Major resistance. Yeah, it does look good. But nothing else beside those two. Yeah, Kasuma also up 11% right now. Lobby Wave 7 LC 12. That's when they did an announcement. Yeah, so it's pumping on the news. Anyways, guys, that's it for today. I just wanted to do all the coins. I don't know why I did it, but you know, I did it, so you know, and I'm quite tired, so you know, that's a good thing. But you know, but just say a quick word about BTC, guys. It's BTC season. It's BTC season. I see this going you know, up 4 hourly above. See here, 4 hourly closed above this 10 and 20 moving average. Right now, you know, it's gonna try to go above the, you know, up here. Looks nice. Moon face. I'm excited to see what auctions produce. My phone battery tank 95. Gotta go. Thanks, Stila, for your time. Thanks for stopping by, man. Thanks for using your battery time on me. See, Bitcoin still pumping, man. Bitcoin cannot stop pumping, and altcoins are just doing zero. Altcoins are, you know, beside Polkadex, altcoins are literally doing zero, guys. But I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you right now, altcoins are gonna explode. Everything is getting ready to smash, guys. Everything is getting ready to smash. Everything is getting ready to explode. Everything is getting ready to, you know, do the big moves. I mean, this is gonna come, guys. This is gonna come. These big moves are gonna come, and you know, they're gonna be very, very explosive. Even this move up here doesn't matter, you know, the big moves are gonna come. Everything looks ready, guys. Everything looks like it's getting ready. You know, something is being pushed back, but you know, it looks bullish. Everything looks bullish, definitely. So I see no problem in the paradise right now. When it starts looking bearish, you know, we're gonna talk about it. Anyways, guys, thanks for stopping by. See you again another time. That's it.